largest bank in Latvia, Swedbank, can have great influence on client behavior, which is exactly what the bank has been trying to achieve this year with a campaign that spanned over 7 months, trying to influence client behavior to use more cards. Why choose a bank card over cash? Simply, it's the best payment method, it's easier to use, it's actually safer and generally more convenient. Of course, not everybody shares the same mindset, and that was the case with Swedbank employees as well. Almost half of Swedbank employees did not know what the card versus cash ratio is. This is a ratio that is a base of one of the biggest campaigns in Swedbank history, as well as one of the underlying business goals of the year for the bank. What this ratio means is actually the difference of how much money you spend by swiping your card versus the amount of money you spend by using in cash. So someone who uses only card would have a ratio of 100, and someone who uses only cash would have a ratio of 0. A lot of Swedbank employees actually fell in this 0 category, and when we looked at employee habits, we even found a few employees that didn't even own a bank card, which is astonishing for an employee of a bank. So we knew we have to take action. Of course, it can be a tough choice to always use a card. I'm not idealistic, and there's a lot of places where we favor using cash. For example, Friday night cocktails, Sunday drinks, or Sunday markets, or cab rides home. And these are places where it's really hard to use a card. But where there is a will, there is always a way. So we just needed to make this choice easier for Swedbank employees and show them how to change their habits towards using more cards. So we created a campaign where the main goal was to educate employees about a card versus cash ratio, but show this ratio in a fun manner and engage them in how this ratio is created, showing them their personal achievements over the span of 6 months, how their habits looked, and also giving personalized tips depending on what their result was, like stop cutting mushrooms with a card and start paying, it's time to stop that PIN code, etc., etc. If that wasn't gamifying enough, they could also see what the results of other employees are and compete in challenges against other employees. And to add a cherry on top, there was also a monthly raffle. So each month, starting from this July, and it's going to end in January, employees could also win different prizes. And the catch is, the more you use your card, the better the prizes you can get. And if you fall below the lowest line, you don't even participate. So this kept employees on their toes throughout the campaign. Of course, this page wasn't the only part of the campaign. It was followed also by a lot of communication in all of Swedbank's channels, also in the bank itself. We have now an ATM that says don't come and take out cash. So employees really know what the right behavior is. This actually has created stable long-term results in employee behavior. Now, in the past 5 months, Swedbank employees have started using much more cash and much more cards and way less cash. And this month we have reached a new record in how much employees use cards. Another thing is we have created a lot more card usage ambassadors. The number of employees who use no cash whatsoever and only pay by card has almost tripled over the past 5 months. And these have become employees that are examples for their colleagues as well. And last but not least, starting from top management and ending with branch employees, 97% of Swedbank employees have engaged in this campaign by visiting the campaign page, seeing their individual results, and then participating in the challenges. And the best part about this is the campaign isn't even over yet, and we still have 2 months to go, and the results just keep on improving.
Thank you, and let's hear the questions of Jerry.
You really made a very well job, but have you assessed how satisfied employees were with that idea? Have you made a survey maybe after you implemented that idea?
Yes, actually we asked employees two questions this month. Do you know what this ratio is? And have you changed your habits in regards to this ratio? 60% of employees said that they have been thinking more about using the card. Of course, some employees say, when this campaign is over, I'm going to take out all my cash and just live free. But in general, their habits over a span of 6 months do change a little bit. And every time they take out cash, other employees in the cafeteria are like, oh my God, what are you doing? So this has changed actually the way employees think about using cash, whether they sometimes like it or not. But you know, the ones who win the lottery really do like using the card now.
What are your next steps?
Well, we are finishing with this phase of the campaign in January, and then next year, when we also have another wave of the external campaign, we will again create a reminder campaign for employees. This time it will be 2 months, and just to see how have you been doing this year, and just to boost again this awareness. Although we won't have a raffle and so much communication around this next year, we will have this page and employees can always now follow how their card habits are.
I have a question regarding initiative at the beginning of it. Was it Latvian idea or was it corporate Swedbank idea to have this campaign?
The external campaign is the goal of all Baltic countries, but the internal part of this campaign we saw specifically as a Latvian idea because in Latvia we have the most critical situation of card usage, not only in clients but as well in these employee habits. We have the least active employees in card usage, so this was a campaign for Latvia.
Thank you for the very nice presentation. I have received a question. What were the presents why you got such nice results?
Okay, well, there were different kinds of presents. For example, in the lowest levels it was like 2 movie tickets we would raffle throughout the month. You could also win like a gift card for a spa. And the highest, biggest prizes, which everybody wanted, was the iRobot vacuum cleaner. So this spoke to a lot of the people in let's say, in the female auditorium, as well as men who wanted to surprise their wives.
Are there any more questions? Anyone in the audience has a question? Questions? Everything is clear?